All right, I'm recording this for anyone who can't make it to the microscope lab that we're going to do. Okay, here's our microscope. And we'll be in small groups here. I'm just going to show you some basic parts. Okay, first of all, these are battery operated, so they should be all plugged in and charged. But there's a little button on the back here. Just click that, and you'll see that the light comes on. So the light is on. You can adjust the light. Underneath here is a little lever here that will let all light through or very little. We usually want it on part light, so somewhere in the middle. Okay? We always start with low power. If you look here, there's a small objective here. There's a medium-sized one and a large one. We always start on low power, which is the small one, and it has the different magnifications on them. So this one says 4, this one says 10, and this one says 40. So we start with the 4. Here is your eyepiece, which you'll look into. The eyepiece is a magnification of 10. So if I ripped off this eyepiece and looked at something, it would look 10 times bigger than what it actually is. So we start on low power. We're going to put our slide underneath there, and there are these little things called stage clips where you can secure this. All right, and what we're currently looking at is a locust leg. So you put what you want to look at right over the light, and you put it on low power, and then you're going to look into the eyepiece. Now, the eyepiece rotates all around, which is perfect because if we're in groups, maybe I look at it and then one of my partners is across the table, they can look at it. But we can move that around. And then I'm going to go ahead and look into this eyepiece, and I'm going to adjust it with the coarse focus knob. That's the big one. This is going to move the stage up and down until it brings it into focus. Then maybe it's in focus, but it's just a little blurry. I can use the fine focus knob to adjust that so it's nice and clear. And then you can go ahead, everyone looks at it, great. Now you want to zoom in even more. Right now we're at a magnification of 40 because we have 10 for the objective, 10 for the eyepiece, 4 for the objective. So 10 times 4 is 40. So that locust leg that we're looking at is appearing 40 times bigger than it actually is. So once we have that, then we go ahead and switch that to low power to medium power. And the only thing we're going to touch is the small knob. You might not even need to do that. If it's in good focus, you might not have to do anything. But you take a look there. Excuse me, that. Yep. And then you can go into high power and take a look at it. And 40 times 10 is 400, so the cells are appearing 400 times bigger than they actually are. Now, let's say we're on low power, we found it, things are great, I'm on medium, okay, things are great. I turned it to high and I can't find it. Maybe someone bumped the slide or the table or something, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back to low and find it again and work your way up. We always start on low power and then go medium and high. And if you lose it in there, go back to low and work your way back up. So for our lab, we're actually going to look at some printed letters, the letter E under the microscope, and look at that. And then any extra time, we're going to look at just some random slides just to practice using the microscope. In 7th grade, we used the microscopes probably 6, 7, 8 times. We'll look at our cheek cells, we'll look at onions, I'll bring in some pond water and we'll look at it. So it's important that we know how to use these. If you're not here for this lab, it's not the end of the world, but you'll have an opportunity to learn some of these things with future labs. So when we are finished, okay, we shut it off. We remove the slide. We always put it back to low power. And then we have this booklet of lens paper, okay? And with the lens paper, then we're going to rip out a sheet and we're going to clean the eyepiece and the objectives with the lenses. Because those lenses, you don't want like oil from your fingers on them. You don't want to touch them with like a paper towel because it can scratch them. So we use the booklet of lens paper to get that taken care of. So you do that, and then you put the top back on, and it's ready to go. So there it is.